Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Outer Worlds. Last we left off, we were doing some more investigation into Halcyon Helen's murder. We also were doing the... We went through a maze to try and find all the spectrum models. Unfortunately, we're missing some. We also found a mascot rummaging through our penthouse room, the suite, and we have to meet him at a different building here, as well as we are going to look at Helen's autopsy right now, and that's what we're going down to do and see. And then we also got some type of information about Black Hole Birdie. Actually, I gotta buy some ammo. Face Freedom, Anti-Cleo, no, yep, ammo. Energy cell, 1,000 bits. Rough. I gotta go upstairs. Is there a staircase? There's a staircase going down. Kitchen. Concierge. Garden. Grand ballroom. The bar. There it is. What's this? Profit of... Oh! The profit of profitability flyer. We also got... Well, learned a little bit about this. Found a note, I guess. Not really learned too much, unfortunately. Oops. See what happens when you're not really paying attention and you're just looking at shit. It's just the simplest things. Ooh, hello.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
No, you weren't.
Bertie Holcomb is likely beside himself in grief.
Bertie Holcomb. Bertie Holcomb Holcomb? These are replacement models of the discrepancy amplifier fitted with backups to the logic. Uh, is this where it was made? Autopsy report. Cause of death. Plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, occipital bone, cerebellum. An autopsy report on Ruth Bellamy, formerly Halcyon Helen. Could this be the apex of my profession? Bellamy's corpse shows evidence of several possible causes of death, but I've determined the killing blow was plasma damage to her upper vertebrae, occipital bone, and cerebellum. Death was instantaneous and painless. Frankly, her death may have come as a relief. She was unwell prior to the attack. High concentration of poisonous compounds in her stomach lining, ingested during her last meal. Not lethal, but uncomfortable in the extreme. Spencer Woolrick complained of similar stomach ailments. Is this a problem common to professional actors? Or is it poison due to the same person? Another day, another case of poison beer drink. The ill-fated Byzantine of the hour thought it prudent to gorge himself on enough purple-berry wine to incapacitate a primal. He then attempted to reach the lobby by stairs. Rather than elevator, fell down 6 flights. Automechanical servants broke his fall. He broke their servo mechanisms and will be billed accordingly. Fractures in left clavicle, right femur, parietal bone, ribs, more injuries than brain cells. I recommend replacing purple berry wine with Rizzo Spectrum Violet in order to appease Rizzo's company policy. Nina Han. Complaint extreme excitability. Finally, something a little different from the norm. Miss Han came in earlier today, escorted by sister. Apparently, not long after arriving on Eridanos, the two of them went on a trip through the purpleberry orchards. Miss Han's sister visited the puzzle hedges, but quickly became lost. She eventually made her way out. Miss Han was nowhere to be found. Her sister claims that Miss Han returned to their hotel room several hours later, but has been unusual ever since. Her sister described the patient as formerly sullen, morose, phlegmatic, and given to melancholia. Her demeanor has transformed into an unpleasant degree of levity and shocking enthusiasm toward everything. I suggested vast quantities of cheap alcohol. That must be one of the parasites. Halcyon Helen.
Inspector, not a moment too soon. I've just finished my autopsy report.
Would you mind washing your hands
Oh, don't
before
be
you
so squeamish. You won't find any viscera under my finger. Ruth Bellamy was killed by plasma damage to the upper vertebrae, the occipital bone, and the cerebellum. If
Oh,
it's any
good. I planted
consolation,
some
her
both.
death was instantaneous and painless. I've also discovered a poisonous compound in Miss Bellamy's stomach lining ingested during her last meal. Toxic, but not enough to kill her. Spencer Woolrich complained of a stomach ailment around the same time period. I assumed he was being, you know, Spencer. But now I'm not so sure.
Someone was obviously trying to poison
Almost
Helen.
certainly. Well, possibly they were trying to make her extremely uncomfortable, but I suppose killing her would also satisfy that criterion.
Mm-hmm. You sure it wasn't just the
The
hotel
thought
food?
occurred to me.
It shouldn't
I
have been.
tested this hypothesis by vacating the contents of my stomach and testing for the presence of the same toxin. Slightly elevated levels of mercury and an alarming amount of blue food coloring. But other than that, no. I'm certain it wasn't, as you put it, just the hotel food.
When we were talking, you called her Ruth Bellamy, not Halcyon Helen.
Oh, how curious. I do believe you're right. I wonder if this has something to do with the autopsy process.
Yeah.
She was Halcyon Helen up until the moment I brought her to the operating table. But as soon as I cut her open, I stopped thinking of her as Halcyon Helen. It's almost as if she stopped being an icon and became a human being.
Yeah. I guess that makes sense.
I had a feeling you'd understand.
I noticed you had patient logs on your
I do
terminal.
keep logs of every patient I treat. Despite appearances, I'm not merely a coroner. I'm also the Grand Colonial's only, and therefore greatest, doctor.
Nice. Sound pretty happy with your work.
I'm very pleased with my work. Cedric Kincannon is an outstanding employer. What I'm about to tell you, do me a favor and keep this between us.
I suppose so. I love a good secret.
I'd much rather work for Slug than Rizzo's. Rizzo's makes a great show about the happiness of its workers, but I think it's all rather artificial. I'm paid well. I work hard. I'm given respect and a reasonable degree of freedom. Cedric Kincannon runs a tight ship. Most of us enjoy working for Slug.
I'll bear that
Will
in
there
mind.
be anything else?
Nope, we'll talk later. Bye! Let's go talk to Legbreaker. Legbreaker Groon. Spencer. Concierge.
The Grand Colonial Front Desk warmly welcomes you, Inspector. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Thank
How
you.
may I be of assistance to you,
Ho ho
Inspector?
ho! I thought the penthouse was clean for my stay, but it's a pigsty.
Oh, my. Well, that is certainly odd and alarmingly unacceptable. Allow me to check the service records. Ah, yes. Not to worry, Inspector. It was indeed cleaned for you. Except for the evidence, which is all of Helen's stuff.
I need access to the VIP guest floor.
I'd love to, Inspector, but I don't really have the authority. Moreover, the guests were promised exclusivity. If I let you up there, I'll never hear the end of it.
I am... The only guest who'd have a problem with me being up there would be the murderer.
That's a good point. If they give me guff, I can just tell them that they're obstructing justice.
Exactly.
That has a nice ring to it. Let me just set you up with VIP guest floor access.
Okay.
Done. You can now come and go as you please.
Thanks. Thanks, baby. Alright. Bring me to the penthouse. Oh, no, no. No. Oh, no. No, my fingers. Why? Why'd you do this to me? I'm not a doctor. Oh, actually. I will take use of that. Repair. Alright. What was that? Repair that too. Alright. I'd like to visit the VIP.
Black hole birdie. Be
Slug Guard, Rizzo's Rangers. Which one? Which one am I on? Speak with Spencer. Huh? Hello, hello. Wow. I'm 8 off. That sucks. You are talented. You are magnificent. You are a joy for others to be around. And you are definitely not a 2-bit hack. You being a life to the world around you. Though the... Oh, through the art and theater. Don't mind me. There seems to have been some kind of mistake. When I first arrived at the Grand Colonial for unveiling, I was led to a small sitting room. That kind of that an individual might be allowed to relax in, with moderate comfort, before being led to his actual quarters. It has been a week and a half, yet no one has arrived to deliver me to my actual room yet. If I didn't know better, I might assume that this was meant to be my actual room. If I didn't know better, I might assume that you tried to place Spencer Woolrich, star of hundreds of serials, the hero of Vaporwave sets colony-wide, in a room where he can hardly walk from one end to the other without bumping his toe on the foot of his bed or his shoulder upon his desk. I might even assume that Ruth Bellamy was placed in the Grand Colonial Penthouse Suite on purpose rather than by mistake, but I'm sure the issue will be rectified soon and our positions will be swapped. I hope you won't try to tell me anything to the contrary. Mr. Woolwich, while the Grand Colonial staff understand your consternation at being placed on the VIP guest level of the Grand Colonial, we're afraid that there was no mistake. Ruth Bellamy, as current spokeswoman for the Spectrum Brown unveiling, is currently slated to have the penthouse suite. An actress of her station deserves only the best. The VIP guest floor comes in very close as the second best selection of the hotel. The penthouse suite is only about twice as large as the current lodgings, and the amenities it provides are only perhaps 3 or 4 times better than those you have access to now. Your current lodgings are proper for an actor of your caliber. If you have any requests, we'll be sure to respond to them after we get to Miss Bellamy's. We're sure you no doubt heard of the horrible event that occurred in the Grand Colonial Ballroom today. While we know many of you are concerned for your safety, take heed. We've heard your concerns and know that there's nothing quite says safety like dozens of guns. Armed security will be present all throughout the Grand Colonial, on every floor except employee floors, 24/7. Freely go about the hotel premises and spend to your heart's content without worrying about someone shooting you in the back of the head. You.
About time you arrived. I see you haven't dressed the way I asked you to, but I expect a complaint to management. Now, unless you'd like to waste more of my time, I
Who the
suggest we begin
fuck do you think
rehearsing.
you're talking to?
Ready? You've fallen right into my trap, Captain. Oh, don't bother to fight back. You cannot hope to stop me from installing philosophism as the system's reigning ideology.
Wow, how did I know? How did you know I was a captain? Huh?
Well, that wasn't in the script, but you did at least convincingly sound like an idiot. Congratulations. Wait a moment. You're not wearing a bellhop's ID.
No.
Which must mean you're not Owen's understudy. That man can't even be relied upon to find his own replacement. Oh, no, this is curious indeed. Who are you?
Just a marauder, no sudden movements, I'll take everything upside down. I'm here to investigate the murder. I'd like to ask a
You're
few
here
questions.
to investigate me?
Yep.
Oh, I assure you, I'm nothing special. Just an old crook with more money than time.
Good.
That was a quote from the Retiree's Revenge. in which I played an ex-thief turned
I don't
decrepit
give a
old
damn
man. But of
about who
course,
you
I'm
play.
certain you already recognized
I
it. Now,
soon.
what shall I sign first? Your weapon, your wallet, or perhaps something a little more personal? Undergarment
Gross.
signatures have been popular of
You
late, or
sick bastard.
so I've heard.
How about you sign this? Not here to. Not here for an autograph. I'm here to ask
Do you mean
questions.
to say you're not a fan?
No.
Well, then how did you get in here? The only staffer cleared for guest room entry is the inspector for Bellamy's murder.
I just told you I'm
Oh!
the investigator.
Hello. Hi. Terribly sorry, Inspector. I didn't realize it was you. Understand that I am beyond willing to comply with your search for the fiend that did Bellamy in. You know, now that I look at you, you're the perfect reflection of me. Back when
Would
I
you stop stalling, buddy?
Marauder's Bane. The absolute picture of justice.
Before you get a goddamn knife
Ask
in
me
your gut.
anything at all. I might even give you a straight answer.
Why did you murder her? I hear you're poisoned.
Indeed. The agonizing bowel pain is most undignifying. While I've certainly had no shortage of inadequate hotel meals, this was most explicitly pronounced. I suspect poison. And who would be most likely to poison me but Chef Anwar? Oh, we've clashed almost non-stop about his slop preparation. He must have tainted my meal in retaliation.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef who would want to harm you? According to the coroner, Helen was also poisoned.
How alarming! Whoever targeted her was certainly targeting me. I can only thank my ironclad constitution that I'm standing here before.
She also took a bullet to the head, idiot.
Oh, that's very good to know. Perhaps the poisoner simply meant to incapacitate us both, disrupt the product launch. I couldn't say, Inspector. I'm merely an actor.
Can you think of anybody? Nah, why didn't you go to the clinic?
Is that a jibe? Could you imagine the tabloid headlines? Spencer Woolrich, Aetherwave star,
everybody
spotted
gets it.
in gastronomic distress. Oh, unseemly hardly describes the half of it.
Can you think of anyone other than the chef? There we
None
go.
that I can think of. I treat all hotel staff equally,
Like
and
a
with
piece
the
of shit.
minimum level of respect that
Yeah.
they deserve. Very well, then.
I'd like to ask you about the
Certainly.
murder.
But one quick question before we begin, if I may. How was it that Bellamy met her end?
That's classified. Why are you so
Why,
curious?
I'm merely worried for my own sake. Perhaps whoever came after her could come after me next. But if you don't want to tell me, I understand. Whatever happened, I hope poor Bellamy didn't suffer.
Nope, apparently she died immediately. Alright, speaking theoretically, how would you have killed the victim?
Oh, come now, Inspector. What do you take me for? I'm an old man. I neither have the time nor the willpower to kill people for fun. Besides, I have my reputation to think of.
Did you know Helen well?
Bellamy has been my co-star throughout the autumn of my career. I should like to think I knew her. In fact, I cannot name a single role in the last 10 years that did not involve her in some way. Unless you count the uncredited silent shopkeep on Melissa's Meteoroids.
Must have not been too flattering, always starring alongside a younger actress.
Oh, it wasn't. And don't think I haven't picked up on your tone. Resenting Bellamy is one thing, but killing her is another completely. It's also beneath me.
Really? What were you up to at the time
I
of the
was
murder?
meditating, of course. That's how I get into character.
Got anybody who can corroborate that? You were meditating, really?
All actors have their methods, and this has been mine ever since I met that wonderful prophet of profitability. She taught me it for my role in the
She.
unemployed cometh. I had to lie face down on artificially heated pavement. The director wanted our suffering to be convincing. Needless to say, being able to leave my body helped to mitigate the pain, both during the 8-hour shoot and with the second-degree burns afterwards. I owe
Another
that
person knows the
woman
profitability.
much.
How long have you worked with the
Yeah,
Prophet?
actually, only since I've been at the Colonial. The unemployed cometh was shot on site. That makes it a few weeks. I cannot recommend her services enough. If you haven't been to see her yet, you really should.
I will. Got anybody who can corroborate
Respectfully,
that?
Inspector, it is rather counterproductive to commune with others while meditating.
Alright. Enough about that. I think I already asked those. Yeah. I don't care about who he is. Next. Speak with chef. Let's go talk to the chef. The plot begins even more. Oh, yoy. Lobby.
To the lobby we go.
That guy was a douche nozzle. For sure. Food.
Yes?
Hello?
Are you here for the double rack of smoked sprat?
Nope.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but you'll have to wait. Oh, don't give me that look. Let me see if
What?
I can pencil you in for later.
What?
Actually, what am I saying? I can't do that. I'm booked for the next month. You'll have to make a reservation.
What do you... Why do you talk about food? Don't you care about the crime? No smoked sprat. What about purple berry glazed canid flank steaks? Huh.
You're the
Sounds
inspector?
alright.
Here? Why? I mean, you may ask me whatever you want. I have nothing to hide.
Did you prepare all of Helen's meals? You seem pretty wet to your craft. Were you in the kitchen at the same time of the murder? Did you prepare all
Of
Helen's
course I
meals?
did. I would never allow anyone else to touch the meals of so important a guest.
Helen's last meal was poison.
Oh. Oh my law, this is the end, isn't it? My mother always warned me that the culinary world was too dangerous, but I didn't heed her warnings. Okay, I wasn't the one who did it, but I might have been mistaken when I said I was constantly watching Helen's food. Spencer Woolrich and Bellhop Owens were underfoot in the kitchen as I was preparing Helen's meal. Either one of them could have tampered with the food when I was fetching ingredients.
Alibi is a little thin here. Why should I believe anything that you're saying?
I understand your reluctance, but... Oh, I just remembered. The kitchen security camera. It'll prove I'm telling the truth about everything. Constable Keene has access to the security footage in her
Okay,
office
I talked to
at the
her before.
spaceport. If you visit her, you can figure out what truly happened with Helen's meal.
Why are you being so evasive about leaving Helen's food
Well,
unattended?
it's a breach of professionalism, of course. Why else would I worry about it?
Because some halcyon food combinations turn to acid when unsupervised. If you tell me the truth, I might be more inclined to believe the rest of what you say.
Well, I suppose that's as good a point as any I've heard. I may have taken some time to engage in a teensy bit of recreational drinking, and consequently, I may have been somewhat less than coherent after preparing Helen's meal.
Any idea where I might be able to find the bellhop,
Yes,
Owens?
but not specifically. Owens often procures exotic ingredients from the creatures at the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. Our guests can be rather particular.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about the incident with the
Like,
Raptidon pheromone glands. It's always hard to say when Owens might be back. If I were you, I'd make a trek to the reserve myself. Otherwise, who knows how long you'll have
like
to
some of
wait.
them is like, I have to eat a lamb that was choked to death. And it has to be just fed carrots. Just some weird shit like that. You know, rich people.
Mr. Woolrich often finds the hotel's meals wanting. He seems to enjoy complaining in person. While I could appreciate someone with a discerning palate for once, I believe that Mr. Woolrich simply enjoys the attention he gets from us. Though don't tell him I said as much. If you wish to speak with him, Mr. Woolrich can most likely be found in his suite on the VIP guest floor. He's usually there if he's not poking around here.
That's all I wanted to know.
Thank
We'll
you
see
for
if
your
you're telling the truth.
understanding, Inspector. I'm sure you'll find the true culprit.
What's this? Oh, out of order. I read that already. Alright, so that's another one. Speak with Bellhop Owens, as well as go talk to security footage. Let's go watch the security footage. To the ship. The landing pad. The man who chafed. Maybe not, we'll walk there. Bellhop Owens. The one that's south I have to go to. Which one? And it does not have any fast travel. Unfortunate. Have we been up there? Shit. Eesh.
Take your best shot, asshole. You laughing?
Alright, that's good. Giving me the chuckles, you are. Damn parasites.
Don't mess with
They're everywhere. Hey, get this thing working.
Inspector, good to see you. Let me just grant you access and... Welcome to the Piraeus Spaceport.
Piraeus Spaceport, alright. Let's do this. It's a long way. If you wanna walk it home. Transition to the Piraeus. Very good. Very good.
I don't like.
Oh
Hey,
shit.
you! We've been looking for you, and by we, I mean Slug.
What the hell do
Been
you
real
want?
busy sniffing around Eridanos for clues, haven't you, Inspector? See, Slug Light Underground don't like that much.
Ah.
Sluglight? That's a new one.
Should have kept your nose where it belonged, Inspector. Slug's sick of all your meddling in their affairs. Our
Really?
affairs, I mean. We're... Draw, you damn breadworm, draw!
Stare at the thug, hand hovering over your weapon.
What? Why ain't you doing nothing? You scared of us? Huh? Huh?
Cough, move one finger.
I'm sorry. We're sorry. Please don't hurt us. We're not bad people. We're just... confused.
You know what would be a better apology? Tell me what's going on. Start making sense or I'll show you what your lungs look like.
Okay, anything you want. Just leave my insides where they are. Someone paid us to say we was slug and intimidate you. I don't know who, I swear it. They only ever sent notes. That's everything I know, honest. We were only gonna rough you up a little. You gotta believe me. And we're real sorry.
If I ever... Maybe if you changed your heart had it come earlier, I would have believed it. Maybe if you change your heart, get out of here.
You don't need to tell us twice.
Before
Come on,
you
let's get the hell out of
die.
here.
You yellow belly coward. Constable. Eridanos, dry goods and sundry. I could sell.
Reminds me of Moreau's. Just a bit.
Yeah. Wait, Joseph Dempsey?
Hello. Welcome to Eridanos Dry Goods and Sundry, the most standard and
That sounds very
unremarkable
familiar.
general store this side of Halcyon. I'm Marketeer Joseph Dempsey, here to make your shopping experience.
Let me see what you got. Energy cells. Let's buy them. Let's see what else. We'll continue. Standard and remarkable,
Hey,
you said.
folks take a lot of comfort in knowing their neighborhood general store is unchanging, eternal, like the land beneath their feet or the air in their lungs.
Ah, yeah.
Whoops. Forgot I ain't supposed to poeticize on work time. The drab nature of our store profits is what I meant. Now.
Oh, actually, yeah. As I take my gun out. I forgot to sell. Do you happen to have... No. He doesn't. As a fellow once said,
I don't know what to make of
you
something
got a kick in the head.
Or
got an appointment?
slug. Appoint.
Appointment? No.
Then get.
Look, I'm an investigator. I need to speak with
No
Cedric.
appointment. No talking.
Not very friendly,
They
are
don't
ya?
pay me to be friendly. They pay me to keep hooligans out.
Come on, do I really look like a
I'd
hooligan?
say so. That said, it's possible Mr. Kincannon might enjoy talking to someone
Thank
as
you,
personable
little lady.
as yourself. We'll see what he says. Mr. Kincannon, got a person of interest here to see you. Think they've got business.
That sounds like our inspector. Please, send him up.
Eat it, lady. Now I'm just gonna make him wait. Deputy wine taster.
Greetings, non-criminally associated individual. Bureaucratic processes are currently... Please speak clear.
I need to acquire the Grand Colonial Kitchen facility from your archive. Your designation is Deputy Wine Taster. Why? What are you doing in the
Error.
constabulary?
Unit designation no longer wine taster.
Oh. Do you wine tasting instruments? You used to be a wine tasting mechanical. What's your favorite wine?
Unit does not have a favorite. While potential lethality of unit instrumentation bears towards 95%
Avoid
all
unit warranty.
Rizzo's constabularies must include at
available.
least how many.
Did you say
Checking
sprat
logs.
infestation?
Error limitation 1.
We do not need to
tell
pay the health
users
inspector
about
sprat.
limitation 2. Do not read Informational limitation. All requests for security footage require a nominal compulsory
Hold still, I need to examine your bit
error.
processing unit quick.
Bit processing unit has been removed, temporarily surpassing bit fee request. Funds will be requested from Rizzo's leadership with interest at a later date. Delivering foot. If you would
Thanks.
like a wine recommend.
Nope, that's everything. Alright, how do I watch it? Just like so. Modifications, quests. Maybe it's at the bottom. Yeah. Security footage from the Grand Colonial's kitchen at the time of Helen's meal, last prep by Chef Unway. Shows the chef working on the dish, then Spencer Woolrich and bellhop Owens enters. Owens hands something to Spencer, then leaves. Spencer then appears to say things to the chef, who turns away, walks off screen. Spencer quickly empties something onto Helen's food and exits. I knew it! I done knew that guy was guilty at least of poisoning that little shitbox. I'm coming for you. Oh. Oh, sorry guys, I just gotta text somebody back real quick. Sorry about that. Actually, you know what? That is it for this episode 2. We're running out of time here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya!